It was a fat man standing next to cheerleaders, and that broke the AI.
All it takes to break a man is 4 cheerleaders and 1 fat man. That was actually the podcast we almost made before this one. That would have been a good one. God, but we're here. I was late this time because I woke up at 4 a.m. or 4 p.m.
Oh.
When did you wake up today?
I woke up at 3:30, so I got you beat.
You woke up at 3:30, so you woke up before me. The reason I woke up at 4 is I had a gas leak.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
And before we get to the gas leak, welcome everybody to the What Are My Options podcast. I'm Trey.
I'm Teal.
And the show where we talk about our lives. What else do we talk about on the show?
Well, I swore to everybody that we would not say the word poop this entire stream.
No! Why did
you... You sent me a chart of how long into every episode.
So the previously mentioned editor made a poop chart, and I looked at it and got excited because I thought it on the left on the bottom axis was poop, on the left axis was like 0, 5, 15, 20, whatever, and I thought that left axis was time until we mentioned poop, and I went, wow, episode 1 it took us 5 minutes, episode 2 it took us 30 minutes, episode 3 it took us 35 minutes. And then they inform me, no, that's not when we mention it. That's the frequency we talk about poop.
That is the frequency?
Yes.
I thought it was how long into.
No,
oh
which
God.
would have been great, because I was like, wow, we're doing better. No, we're talking about poop more than ever as the episodes are going up. I'll put the graph on screen. We've got to put a dent in it. So immediately after this segment, no more poop talk. Last week we talked about our fears and my fear of imminent death and gas leaks and explosions. And wouldn't you know it, the other day, I'm taking a hot shower, and I get out of the hot shower and I open my bedroom door to the rest of the house, and the entire house reeks of gas and is hot. And so I tell wife this, and just like we mentioned last episode, we immediately are embarrassed to call the authorities, and we want to like sleep it off and be like, what if we call the firemen and the gas company and there's no real problem and we're just insane people? Wouldn't that be embarrassing more than dying?
They just come over and they're just like, wow, you're ripping ass in here?
Yeah.
And just like,
so for the first
no, he was the fart guy.
So for the first 15 minutes, we're just debating calling them. And I finally have to be the adult and be like, I'm going to call them, I think. I think that is the adult decision. And so I call the gas company, and they put me on hold for 10 minutes. So it's now 20 minutes since possible gas leak. It's clearly coming from the water heater area. Like, the water heater's putting out a ton of heat, and that's where the gas smells the worst.
Did you light a nice scented candle while you wait?
That would have been crazy if we had a gas leak and we lit a flame. I don't think you know how gas leaks operate. And a lot of people don't, apparently, because I'm on hold with the gas company, and wife goes straight towards the water heater where the smell is the worst, opens the door, can't see in there, turns on the light right next to it, and I gasp, and she doesn't die, and I go, all right, well, I guess that's fine. I'll tell her later how dumb that was. And then she opens the back door right next to it, which is step 2 of bad things to do, to air out, because like that can let air rush in. And I was judging her so hard, but then I got in a call with the boys, and I was like, so there's a gas leak, what do you do? And they were like, well, obviously I turn on the lights, and then I go blow out any flames, I open the windows, and then I leave. And I go, okay, so everyone's dying in a gas leak. I thought it was common knowledge, thanks to Mythbusters, what not to do during a gas leak, which is you're just supposed to leave. And so I spent 10 minutes, 15 minutes on hold with the gas company, and then I finally go, okay, I'm going to call them back, I'm going to call 911, let's get them out here. They're like, you need to immediately leave, and we're like, oh, we were about to go to bed, so we've got to grab our stuff because we might be out of our house for several hours or days. And so we grab our stuff, we go outside, the firefighters arrive, I call the gas company again, and I listen intently this time. I'm in less of a panic, the firemen are here, I'm outside, and the first thing I hear is, hello, your call is important to us. Press 1 to view Barbados packages this holiday season. And I go, that's a weird sponsor for the gas emergency line. Like, it's the emergency gas company number. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, press 2 to seek out the Bahamas on a Jet 2 holiday. And I go, what the fuck is happening? And I looked down and I opened the website and I'd switched it. And so I had twice called a travel company instead of the
Oh.
gas company. And I just didn't notice the first time and I sat on hold. So when I called them the third time, they answered instantly. That's a great service. Feel free to call your emergency gas line at any time. It's
They
free of
probably
charge.
They probably don't offer any good vacation deals though. So.
No, they don't. I thought it was so crazy that they had us on hold for 15 minutes and then offered vacation packages. I was like, they're just hoping people like want to move instead of blowing up.
They're like, you got a gas leak. You probably want to go somewhere. So
Yeah, you got to figure something out, man. And so that was already an insane part. And so then we have to sit on the porch. And of course, as we're leaving the house, my wife turns on all the porch lights so that the firefighters can find us. And I'm like, would you stop turning on all the electricity and sparks? This is crazy. And so then we're sat on the porch. The firefighters walk up and they're like, all right, have you guys had any headaches this week? And that's when we both realized we both had a headache. We just thought we had a cold this week, but we probably had carbon monoxide poisoning. And so they walk back there, and I've already sent you some of the photos. They're looking at the water heater, and one guy comes out and he goes, do you have a carbon monoxide detector? And I say, yes, it's above the movie shelf on your left. And we're looking through the doorway, and he removes it from the wall and walks a foot closer to the water heater and goes, beep, 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 beep.
oh,
So this is just a shitty carbon monoxide detector that's just a foot too far away. Like the moment it gets an inch closer towards the water heater, it's flaring up, freaking out.
I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, we have one, but we took the batteries out. It kept beeping. It was real annoying.
Yeah, it just kept chirping, so we shut up. You know what? People think you just need a carbon monoxide detector, but if you look it up, you need like 18 detectors to not die. So I've given it. Like like the smoke alarm doesn't detect fire. So if you have a fire with no smoke, you're screwed. So you need a fire detector and a smoke detector. Then you need a carbon monoxide detector. Okay, and carbon monoxide gets like a lot of the burnt gases. But if the gas is leaking before even getting near the flame, you need a natural gas detector.
Sorry, I need a. Sorry,
Had to clear the pipes.
just had to clear those out.
Why are you so sneezy lately? Is it allergies, or do you have a cold, or is it cats? What is it?
It's definitely allergies. Plus, I'm living with 4 cats, and I'm allergic to cats.
Yeah, that's not a great combo. So, yeah, the firefighters do their thing. I get off the phone with the gas company, and the firefighters are like, "We're gonna go chill in the truck now. We don't have any devices for this kind of thing." I'm like, "That's crazy." And they say we have to wait for the gas company now with their technical stuff. They take 30 minutes to 2 hours. So it's 11 p.m. and we're just sat on the porch. Wife starts watching the podcast right in front of me, which is, I want to walk back into the gas leak house. Because she's like, oh, I know what I can do for the next hour and a half. I can watch the podcast in front of you. And I go, I needed to poop when all this went down. I'm going to walk to the nearest gas station down the road and go to the bathroom there. And so I saunter off looking homeless as ever.
Gas station bathroom review, 1 out of 10. How was it?
Oh, Casey's, they know what they're doing. Any other gas station in town? I mean, and this is the crackhead Casey's, we call it. We usually avoid it. But, you know, the crackheads clean up after themselves, especially late at night. The annoying thing is it's a gas station 2 blocks from my door. So I texted wife when I'm walking back, and I go, take a funny photo of me walking back. So there's just like a hash-slinging slasher. Because all I did was make her take photos, and I took photos, not for insurance purposes, but for the podcast, because I'm so content-brained. I was like, people won't believe this is happening to me if I don't show them a photo of a fire truck. And then she starts feeling bad. She's like, man, we really shouldn't have called the firefighters, even after all this, because they're sitting in the truck for an hour and a half doing nothing. They just have to babysit us, make sure the house doesn't blow up. And I'm like, no, they're fine. And one of them gets out and pulls, I didn't know a fire truck had a trunk, but they open the fire truck's trunk. They pull out a cooler of sandwiches, and they just start munching, and they're vibing. And I looked at wife and I was like, you know what's cool? Every time I've met a firefighter, they're the same guy, same look, same personality. And she goes, yeah, I was like, she was like, yeah, the mustache. I go, the mustache. She goes, is that why you can't be a firefighter? And I went, huh? And she goes, well, because you can't grow a mustache. Aww. And I went, this is a rough time to insult my facial hair abilities. God, speaking of bad facial hair, I haven't had time to shave. I've been dealing with plumbers and gas leaks and haven't had hot water, so I look If you want to describe to the audio listeners what my facial hair looks like today.
It's I'd say neck beard. You got nothing on the sides. You need the mutton chops.
Yeah, I do need to get some J Schlatt level button chops. That would be good. And so, yeah, I called the landlord yesterday. He couldn't get anyone out. Today they show up. They replaced the water heater. My landlord showed up to inspect it before calling a plumber, and he goes, made up name. He goes, "We've got VJ Morenstein. You know him, right?" And I go, "Why would I know your plumber in this very large metropolitan area?" But he was shocked that I didn't know VJ Morenstein, plumber at large for the for the Kansas area.
He's the guy everybody goes to.
Yeah, I was like, "No, I don't know him. You're insane." And the other thing is, we've only lived here since May. This is the third repair the landlord has had to do. He's had to repair the AC twice and now entirely replace the water heater. So that also weighed into our options of making a fuss of a gas leak. We're like, he just had to fix the AC. We could die on this one. That'd be fine. And
isn't it scary to think that like somebody can come out to fix this and just like a little too much static electricity in their pants, and just like you're outside and you just see your house explode. And you're like, well, they tried.
Have you seen that video that happened? There was that plumber that went out to literally they were fixing a water heater, and he cracked the gas line, and then the house just explodes like in a 5-block radius. It's one of the craziest videos I've ever seen. But like somehow I think nobody died because the family was already out of there, and the plumber like ran the moment the gas leak was happening, but it was like so much gas that the firefighters couldn't get there in time, and it just went boom boom.
You think plumber's not an exciting job and it's just unclogging toilets, but he's literally running from an explosion.
But oh, and so then the gas is shut off. We're like, okay, we're funny enough gaslighting ourselves into believing we don't have carbon monoxide poisoning, don't need to go to the hospital. We're like, you have had like she has had a cold all week, and I do often get headaches, so maybe it's a coincidence. And she falls asleep, and I'm laying there, and I get really dizzy and really nauseous, and I like, whoa, and I run to the bathroom, try not to wake her up at the other end of the house, and I can't throw up, and so I just lay on the bathroom floor next to the toilet for 3 hours because I'm so dizzy, and I'm just on my side watching TikToks, trying to get myself to throw up, and then I sit up, and I'm as clear-headed as I've ever been, as I thought I was a week ago. The dizziness is gone, I go back to bed. Wife comes home from work, and I go, the darndest thing, I was so dizzy. She goes, I woke up so dizzy for about an hour. So we were coming down from a carbon monoxide high. We looked it up. We were 100% had carbon monoxide poisoning. And now we feel like we could run a marathon. Like, is this how regular people feel? And like, we were like, wow, that cold is gone. My headaches are gone. This is great. So,
jeez.
So if you're listening out there, invest in detectors and always report it. And yeah, don't be afraid of being embarrassed over dying. So
God. Now I want to experience carbon monoxide poisoning.
we could.
Sounds goofy,
dude. That would be such a fun episode. We both get we get different gas poisonings and we test the effects.
I literally, when you told me about this on stream, I'm like, you should not touch it, and let's just do an IRL recording there and just, like, see how it goes.
I mean, yeah, the IRL recording, I think, would make back the value of the building, and so we could just buy a better house after that. Plus, I'm rinsing, my landlord doesn't need it.
It's like 40-minute live stream of us giggling, and then you hear an explosion noise, and the feed cuts to black. Yeah. And everybody's like, was that a bit, or...
Oh, I assumed we were IRL streaming from outside the house after... No, we're in the house.
In the house!
Because where else are we going to get the fumes from? Jesus. God, I mean, I feel bad because your big story last week was plumber, and then I had a bigger... Do you have an update on your plumber story?
We spent all this money thinking it was on our end. Turns out it was the like outside sewer. It was like completely flooded from like rain and clogs. So everybody around us was apparently being affected. It wasn't us. We're just the one that spent all the money and thought it was on our end.
So this asshole plumber, probably servicing the entire block, not telling each of you about the others on the block having the same issue and that it's probably a group problem.
Oh, 100%, because we called the company and one guy answered and he came out, looked at it, charged us, and then said, "Don't write a check to the company, write it to me." So he pocketed it, probably did that for the whole neighborhood,
Yeah.
made bank.
And then went, oh, you all have this problem after collecting all the money?
Yeah, they literally just brought out a big tube. This was the city, which does it for free, and just drained it, and then we haven't had problems since.
Wow. I think I prefer my
that-
problem. I feel like...
That one plumber made bank, though. So
Dude, was it VG Morenstein? It may have been.
It may have
He's
been.
been making bank lately. Dude, I took the best hot shower before this. That was why I was running late. I woke up at fucking 4 o'clock, and I was like, I haven't shaved. I at least have to shower real quick. Because I had to take the first bath, I think, since high school yesterday. Because we just, like, boiled water on the stove and dumped it in the bath so we could have hot water to bathe with. Which is just... They don't... Me and you are both small, I feel like I can say. Relative to, like... You know, they're 6 foot, 7 foot tall men. You have, like...
Yeah.
Why do they make bathtubs if you can't bathe in them?
I'm pretty small, and baths are pretty small.
Yeah, like I'm laying in there and I lay on my back and I have my legs bunched up and my head is still a foot above the water line. And so I start bending my neck back, getting a kink, and I eventually have to put my legs up flush with the wall where the faucet is. So I've got my ass printed against the opposing wall, legs up like that, and then I finally have my hair in the water and can wash it. And I'm like, I'm 5'8". What the fuck is this system? Why even have a bath? Just have a stand-up shower. Who wants this feature? It's terrible.
I remember, I'm surprised I didn't get in trouble at, like, the first place I lived, but I guess bathtubs, when you get up high enough, there's, like, a little hole under the drain thing, and it's that if your bathtub gets too high, I guess the water goes in there. But I was like, no, I want the bath to be deeper because I'm a kind of big guy. So I took, like, caulk, and I caulked it.
The overflow valve. The overflow valve.
I caulked the overflow valve just thinking this will give me deeper water. It worked out. I got deeper water. I'm sure a few years down the line somebody noticed and was like, why is it like this? So
wait, were you renting or owning?
Oh, that was a rental.
And you didn't uncock it before leaving to get your...
No, I didn't uncock it. I'm like, that's their job.
The other people are going to drown because they assume there's an Because if there's not the obvious hole, like, there's that metal plate where you, like, plug it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have an overflow, it goes through that. And so I bet a lot of people assumed that that's where their water was going. And they were like, gee, this water's getting real high, man.
Somebody leaves the bath running. They're like, it'll... pitter out eventually.
Do you never fall asleep in the bathtub?
No.
I've taken so many naps in the... Yeah, you would drown. That's what I'm saying. I've taken so many naps in the bathtub. If I did that, I would just flood my entire house. It'd be terrible.
I did flood my apartment once, and I'm surprised I didn't die because I keep all my, like... I left the sink, and I put, like, a little sink clogger in there, and I filled it with soap and water, and I'm like, when it gets to the top, I'm gonna clean it. And, no, it was my washer. My washer was broken, so my washer flooded. I flooded my apartment 3 times.
It was a washer.
It happened multiple times. There was a little flood, a medium flood, and a big flood.
Okay.
The big flood flooded my whole apartment, ruined a lot of stuff on the floor, but I have power strips for all my stuff on the floor.
Yeah.
And the water had gotten just high enough that it, like, didn't reach the outlets because it was, like, a thick power strip. It was, like, 6 inches tall. And I'm walking through, like, ankle-high water, and I see this, and I'm like, if that had gotten a little higher, I would be dead now.
Yeah, you would have gotten zapped.
So
this was, you were trying, like, the washer broke, or you trying to clean the washer, you filled it with soap and water, and what happened?
The sink one, it, like, flooded my kitchen, I cleaned that, but the washer one, it's like the washer, something with the cutoff was broke.
Oh.
And I noticed because I was outside and I came back and there was, like, water literally coming out of my front door. And I opened the front door and it goes out. and I run out and I cut off the washer and I tell the landlord people, and they had to have people come in with like professional vacs.
Yup. And they're so loud.
Crazy.
That was the only closest I've had to our last place we lived. An apartment almost flooded because we were like side by side, and we had this terrible young couple. They were like maybe 18, 19, newly engaged, going to the nearby college. It was clearly their first home away from home, first time being adults. Every day she would scream for an hour about every problem, and I don't want to say pushover, but I was more mad at him than her because we had the thinnest walls and they had to have done. But he would just accept it and like cater to whatever you. I'm like, you're 19, you don't need this woman who's just screaming it. And like I'm hearing the most insane personal details. Like at one point, she's on the phone with her, like they had a pregnancy scare, and she's like, "No, Mom, I didn't let him nut in me this time." And I'm like, what? Who has these conversations and at this volume? And so there's one morning where she's screaming, and I'm like, wow, of course it's 7 a.m. Guess I'm up now. And I'm judging, and I start hearing rushing water, and then I walk down to my living room, and I step on the carpet, and it goes splash. My carpet is soaked, and I go, what the fuck? And I open the front door, and they are sweeping, gushing water out of their apartment because they had ordered a new washer and dryer without telling the landlords. They just wanted a new one. And the washer and dryer guys, they open the area where the washer and dryer goes. There's no washer and dryer in there. And there's just a giant bubble under the laminate where clearly they've had flooding under their apartment forever and just ignored this giant laminate bubble. And the people that are moving the washer, they just plop it on the bubble. And so it bursts. And now she's screaming at them for not repairing it and for flooding her apartment, and then they leave. They're like, we don't need this. And so they just leave. And then she's calling the landlord emergency flood line. They leave her on hold for like an hour, so I have to call them because now my apartment's getting flooded because it's going through the walls, seeping onto the carpet. I've got to get everything off the floor. It smells disgusting, like wet dog everywhere. It ended up being 3 hours till the city came out to shut off the water and finally stop it.
Were you ground floor?
We were ground. Well, it was like a townhouse, so we were ground floor and had a second story. So our ground floor.
I hear these happening on like the third floor of apartments, and then it's like everybody below you too.
Oh yeah, like in Austin, Texas, when they had that blizzard, and like the pipes from the people above them would freeze and then burst and then go down, and then it would just keep repeating. God. Menaces. I have a proposal. We already have the What Are My Options hotline, Trey Needs Money 2015 at gmail.com. Please send in your emails. We'll go over those later in the show. I think this is a fun idea. Maybe you let me know if it's not a good idea. We can work it out together. I thought of this 20 minutes ago in the shower. The What Are My Options challenge, okay? And this will just be a quick bit to carry us from episode to episode. So I'll start. So I'll be like, Teal, I've got a challenge for you. And you'll say...
Okay.
You'll say the name of the podcast.
Teal, what are my options podcast?
Teal, I've got a challenge for you today.
What are my options podcast?
Well, I'm glad you asked. And then I'm going to give you 3 options. And you have until we film the next podcast to provide proof that you've done one of those challenges. And you pick, during this episode, which one you're going to take on. And then if you do it, next episode, then I have to ask what are my options. You give me 3 options. I pick which task I want to do that week. Okay.
You're going to give me something like lose 100 pounds, get laid by 3 women, or get a face tattoo. And I'm like,
there'll be the right amount of challenge to carry us next week. And the fun thing is also... you the community can do whatever challenge Teal picks, and then we can get the community involved. And I was thinking for them to share, this is so we keep adding stuff. We've got the TikTok now, we've got Spotify, we've got YouTube. Do we want a community Discord or a community subreddit?
Either. Anything I don't have to moderate.
Got it. Okay, that'd be
not saying people can post whatever they want. Just saying.
Yeah. It will be moderated.
Just babysit you nerds.
I think subreddit would be better, just so they can like yell at us and not have to yell at each other. That we don't gotta like yell at them. So the subreddit will be on screen, and I'll dub over for the audio listeners because I haven't made one yet. So the three options, T will pick, and then you guys can do them as well. Option 1, I want you to take a photo. You need to be in the photo, and a pigeon needs to be in the photo.
I live in Oklahoma.
You live in a...
Where am I going to find a pigeon?
Oklahoma. Go to Oklahoma City. It's a major metropolitan... I have pigeons in Kansas.
You have pigeons?
Yes.
They get around? How do they get here?
They fly!
I...
You live in like you're within reach of like one of the largest metropolitan areas in the U.S. You have access to pigeons. Okay.
They haven't flown south for the winter yet. It's September.
I'm sorry. Do you want me to give you the face tat challenge? Was that what you? I didn't think this would be so impossible.
I really wanted a face tat.
So, challenge number 2. Ooh, so I only thought of that one. I just thought it'd be funny to ask Teal to take a photo. Challenge number 2. You record a video of you going to Arby's and asking for a meat mountain and just getting their response.
I'm never doing that again. I'm never doing that again.
That is option number 2. And option number 3.
Can I just say real quick, this entire time, it really looks like you're wearing like a kimono.
Here, I'll stand up. It's not a kimono. It's like a bowling shirt.
It totally looks like you are in a Monster energy drink inspired kimono.
Okay.
This whole time I'm like, you're so formal.
Third challenge. You just gave me the idea. You need to go to a place that sells kimonos.
Where would that be?
You don't need to buy one on, but you need to go to the changing room and take a fun little photo of you in a kimono. Those are your 3 those are all equally reasonable, but equally a challenge. Okay? If you do...
I'm gonna spend 6 days looking for a goddamn pigeon. Being like, well, shit, I guess I'm going and getting a kimono.
Well, no. Because during this filming, you have to pick which challenge you're committing to. And the audience is committing to.
I don't have all 3. It's just I attempt one of them.
These are your options. What do you think? Should you have to commit now or next week you present? And the audience does whichever one they feel like throughout the week.
I feel like if it's a surprise...
That is good.
And then we go through the audience, but I'm like... Yeah, you're wondering which one is he going to do, and then I show up.
The audience shows us how easy it is to find pigeons, and you go with the kimono.
I capture a live pigeon and bring it on stream.
So if you're asking what are my options for this week's challenge offered by Tre, it is take a photo of you with a pigeon, go to any changing room and take a photo of you wearing a kimono, and the third one, what was the third one again? I immediately forgot it.
Order a meat mountain.
Order a meat mountain and get the drive-thru employees' reaction. That is the important part. You know, if they say, shit, unfortunately. That's what we're looking for. So those are the 3 options. I know which one Teal definitely isn't doing. He's going to the kimono pigeon shop down the road. But...
Chase down a bird or make 2 employees' life hell.
So if you do even one of those 3 things next week, you could present me 3 challenges. And there you go. So now we'll move on. Next week we'll hopefully have some sort of preface on that. I will, just in case, come up with 3 new challenges in case you fail and need 3 new ones. Because it only comes back to me if you do one of them.
I messaged you on Sunday. I'm like, I can't find a pigeon, man. I've been looking for hours. I've gotten mugged 3 times.
Do you think pigeons are only near muggers? You gotta stop watching, like, Godfather. I only ever see pigeons in New York City. I'm telling you, they're like the most common bird in America. They're everywhere.
I'm gonna be, like, walking to work, and I'm gonna see a pigeon and lose my mind, and then rip out my camera, and it's gonna fly away.
It's gonna fly away.
I'm gonna break down in tears.
Or it's the last minute, you can't find one, you're about to go film the podcast, you're in a Central Park, and it's like Home Alone 2, you actually spill your bread bag, and just 100 pigeons flock from the trees at you, and just attack you.
I'm gonna send you a pic of me with a bird that looks like a pigeon, and you're like, no.
No. I mean, if you send me a photo of you with a blue jay or a cardinal, yeah, or a dove, I'll be a little annoyed. But if it looks vaguely like a pigeon, I'll accept it. I'm not gonna judge you too much there. Ooh, good. Yeah, let's go ahead and do the what are my options hotline. Teal, play the jingle.
Doody doo doo doody doo doo
Doot doot.
doo.
If you want to write an email to the What Are My Options hotline, you can ask for advice or give us hypotheticals, so long as you end with What Are My Options and what you want to be called. That's TRE needs money 2015 at gmail.com. Teal's pointing at it. This is from Taylorm. He says, this is strictly for Teal because I know your pick, Trey. I'll go ahead and give mine because the audience doesn't know mine. Your options are pancake or waffles. Which do you think is better?
French toast.
Ew. French toast
What do
is
you
if I have the option of all three. French toast is egg bread. It's egg flavored bread, and I hate it.
It's the best.
I'd rather just the superior way to do French toast. I would rather have cinnamon toast. You take it, it's all crunchy. Then you get a nice sunny side up egg or an over easy egg, and you dip it. You break that yolk. It gets all runny. You scoop that up. Then you're cooking with peanut oil. But French toast is just thick, soggy egg flavored bread, and I can't stand it.
It's because all of these, it's a soak thing, right? Because like pancakes, they're too spongy, they're too cakey, it all drips off. It's just mush. Waffles, they're designed to hold it, but they're a bit too stiff. But a French toast,
it's too absorbent. It's like a sponge.
But it's like
too
a
absorbent.
good sponge. It's a sponge filled with flavor.
I also don't eat any of these three if I'm going for breakfast. I'm a savory over sweet guy. I don't like sugar that much at all. Never really have. But ultimately, I'd go with waffles. It's a little bit more savory feeling. You can get a little bit
Chicken and waffles,
crunch with
though.
chicken and waffles.
I know if you're still planning on it, this Sunday, they've got some crazy foods at the state fair.
Yeah, I don't know if we want to say... Yeah, we'll just go ahead and say that. We're going to the Oklahoma State Fair. This will be out before that trip, so if you want to, I guess, flash mob the Oklahoma State Fair while we're there.
This isn't an invite to look for us. I'm just saying we're going to eat shit. I do not go to the
I
state
feel like
fair
it objectively
and look for
is
us.
an invite to look at us. It's a major state fair. Dude, you could find your pigeon there.
That's possible.
If we
I
see
could find a kimono there.
I'm gonna scare the pigeon off before you see it. I'm like, get out of here, get out of here. He has to wear the kimono.
I will get a pigeon. That being said, if I find a kimono at the state fair, I will buy and wear it for the bit.
See, I think we might film instead of stream it, but we'll see how the tech goes. I'm bringing wife along. She's gonna play camera lady, and she was really embarrassed. She was like, I have to point a camera at you in public, and I was like, we will take the heat off of you, I promise. You will look like a reasonable person filming us for the authorities later.
State fairs are so amazing. I remember I've been to the Texas State Fair, and they're wild. One of the best experiences, like wine tastings?
Yeah.
They put out a bunch of wines, you taste them, and you're like, ooh. The Texas State Fair had a chocolate milk tasting.
Oh.
All these vendors, all these little cups of chocolate milk, and you're supposed to drink it and give your opinions. And I'm like, the texture on this one is quite divine. Then I move to the next one, and I'm like, ooh, the sweetness. I felt finally in my element for the first time in my life.
I mean, I feel like that is a good thing to mention, because we could try a pancake, a waffle, and a French toast at the Oklahoma State Fair. I almost guarantee it. They have all three of those at the Oklahoma State Fair.
They have everything. You can get maggots on pizza. It's a beautiful place.
I love how they have everything. To start with proving they have everything, maggots. I know what you're thinking. Do they really? Do they have maggots? They do. Do they have rides there?
They do, but they're scary.
We got a ride.
You don't want to get on a state fair ride. They put that shit up in 2 days.
If we don't ride the rides, we're just a food review channel. Are we committing to that? This will mean our 5th Monday video in a row will be us reviewing food.
You go to an amusement park, that stuff's been seated for 50 years. You go to a state fair, they threw that up. They don't even bolt it to the ground.
You say that, but you still don't ride all the rides at Worlds of Fun. You don't ride half of them.
They're scared.
Yeah, you see, so don't use the fair quickly put up excuse. You're just scared of them. No matter how put together they are. This is a follow-up. So after the first time we put out the hotline, I had an email. I ignored it. They emailed again. So a person named Kyle plus your last name, I won't say it on the podcast, emailed, so it may have been you, said, "Hello, son. I don't know who that is on the monitor, but that is not me. I have been replaced by an imposter. This is me, the real Teal Hollow one. You can tell by my email. Please send help. Opinions on Nebraska, by the way. I need to know." So, are you the real one?
No, I've been lying this whole time.
I knew it. The real Teal Hollow would have access to Pigeon.
Yeah. I had a friend who was from Nebraska, and he said it was a state.
Yeah, I've lived in the Midwest my entire life. I've visited all of them, but Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, just avoid. Because I've heard they're the most boring states, and I've lived in Kansas and Missouri and all over, and I'm like, it gets worse. I'm good. They also have, I think Nebraska has the highest rate of tornadoes out here, and already we have so many. Maybe not more than Oklahoma, but like compared to Kansas and Missouri, I think they have more. There's also just nothing there. But me and wife are looking at taking a road trip soon, and I propose neither of us have been out of the country, so we take a road trip and we just drive straight north to Canada, step into Canada, and then come home. So in that way, we would go to Nebraska, North Dakota, South Dakota, and would review it.
Just so you can say you've been out of the country?
Yeah.
You're like, I don't want to go to Canada. I just want to step foot in it.
Yeah, we're
do a U-turn.
We're a bit-based marriage. During the last solar eclipse, we took a road trip to the middle of nowhere, Arkansas, to a Walmart parking lot to watch the solar eclipse. Tasted some bathtub wine some people were selling. Petted some dogs. Great people you meet in the middle of nowhere on a solar eclipse outing. So I love a road trip for no reason. But so after that, Kyle this week emailed again and said, "Please, son, it's not me. Please, that's not me. Please help me." And so, caller, my answer is I don't know how to help you. So long as I have somebody on camera saying their name is Teal and they say funny things, they're allowed to be Teal. I have no
problem. He looks close enough.
Yeah. So long as he's having mishaps and flooding and plumbing issues, he's fine by me. What else do we have here? Great question. This shows both of our personalities. There's two questions, so I'll read them both, and then you answer, and then I'll answer. This is Stevie here. Very important question for Teal. But when will the butthole stream be? And for Trey, what is your favorite type of pudding?
Why do you get that question and I don't? Why do I have to talk about buttholes?
I think this implies that you started it, though, so I don't think you get to be mad. Why are they asking you when the butthole stream is? Have you promised a butthole stream?
I never promised that.
Have you hinted at a butthole stream?
What? How would I hint at that? Anybody wanting to see my butthole, stay tuned for next month. I'm not going to spoil it, let's just say.
So you're telling me you're telling me fans of you and your Twitch stream are just making up streams that you've never even suggested?
I did promise to do a penis stream. But 2 years ago, and I keep delaying it. The idea is that I'm going to try, I was going to order and buy like a bowl, penis, and testicles and like make recipes out of it. Because I've seen it in so many shows and cooking shows where it's like hard to get.
Yeah.
Apparently they're pretty valuable. They're pretty yummy. So like they're expensive and rare.
Family jewels.
So I've been trying to find a penis.
I've been
out looking for dick.
Isn't it? Bull testicles, aren't they a delicacy? Aren't they called?
Bull testicles are, yeah. They're
what's the word for it? Like mountain oysters?
Mountain oysters.
Yeah, I've had mountain oysters. They're pretty good. I had my first P.O. Box Twitch stream. I got sent crickets, mountain oysters, and dirt flavored soda. And of the three, the mountain oysters were. Go on.
You got sent testicles in the mail?
Yeah,
you ate them?
They were from Amazon. They were like vacuum sealed from a valid company. They weren't like the rats that I've been sent, which were from a company that no longer is findable. They were from a reputable oyster organization.
You just open an envelope and there's some fried balls in there, and you're like, wonder how these are.
Fried balls? No, they weren't fried. I guess mountain oysters are fried. These were just straight up like jerkied bull testicles. They were just dried out. So it was really chewy was the only issue I had. I would say then the crickets were the second worst, and then the dirt. Have you ever had those meme flavored sodas? The dirt flavored soda genuinely is one of the. I think the worst thing I've had. And I've had a lot of filth for content over my life, but I think that's one of the furthest things from me.
Worst soda I've ever had, it was a teriyaki beef jerky soda.
Oh.
And it genuinely just tasted like dip spit. Like if you've ever had somebody dip spit in a cup and you accidentally drank it, it tastes like that.
Ew. I've consumed so much filth in public. I've resorted just this month to telling strangers my wife is pregnant.
Okay.
Because so
it's a good excuse.
Yeah, I like to walk to the gas station if I'm feeling snacky and try new things. I'm open. Like, I like the pizza flavored Pringles. I get the little snack size of that. I might have some combos. And I like little Slim Jims, little meat sticks, and they come in thousands of flavors. And recently, Doritos every month has had a different chip flavor. And they had one that was like the spicy nacho cheese Doritos. Slim Jim. And so I was buying those, and they got rid of them. And then they had Fritos chili cheese, and I went, no, that's where I draw the line. You look excited about that.
That looks good. That sounds good.
And so I went in the other day, and I was like, I need something to snack on. And they had added Cool Ranch dipping sauce flavored meat sticks. And so I grabbed one and a Mountain Dew, and I went to the register, and she goes, really? And I went, first of all, you're supposed to make a sale, not stop a sale. What the fuck is happening? And this is the gas station I go to probably every day, so I know everybody there. And she just goes, really? And I go, yeah, you gotta try everything once, don't you? And then she goes, well, good luck with that. And she she was like, and so I got home and I told wife about it. I was like, I'm gonna start telling people you're pregnant, because I'm tired of being judged for buying weird foods, and I feel like they will feel bad if I do that. So I'm gonna start doing that.
You're gonna get so used to doing that after like 12 months, they're gonna be like, she's still pregnant.
She just keeps. I hope by then I just go to a different gas station. I just have to start chaining them back and forth till the entire town thinks I'm a father to 18 kids. Let's see. All right, last email we'll do today. This is from Red. And they just have a series of hypothetical would you rathers that we're just going to fire through really fast.
These are easy.
Would you rather be a strawberry with human thoughts or a human with strawberry thoughts?
Oh, shit.
I'd rather be a human with strawberry thoughts.
The hell is a strawberry thought?
It's like, so if you ever like went to pick a fruit and it's got a fat ass on it.
You would have no more free will. You'd just be really fruity. I don't...
Yeah?
I would rather be a strawberry with human thoughts.
No, because
then, I don't know.
You have all of the existential dread but can't do anything about it. You're going to get eaten. You're going to get pooped on. You're going to go rotten. Your lifespan's a week.
Strawberry thoughts! What am I going to do with strawberry thoughts?
Well, happy-go-lucky. I think you have strawberry thoughts now, man. I'm going to be honest with you. I think you are a human with strawberry thoughts.
This is would you rather exist for 2 weeks as a conscious thing, or exist for the rest of your life, but all you think of is strawberry. Your brain's broke. You don't exist.
But you don't know your brain is broke. You don't know any better. You're just vibing. You're a fucking strawberry with appendages.
I'm going to lie on the floor until I die, trying to photosynthesize.
Yeah, but with the 2 weeks as a strawberry, you're just like, fuck, I've only got 2 weeks left to live and I can't do anything about it. Or you're a strawberry vibing out for probably 60 years. You can get hooked up to machines and you're just chilling. And you don't know what strawberries think. I've watched Sausage Party. They have crazy thoughts.
I'm going human with strawberry thoughts. No, strawberry with human thoughts. That's my answer.
I feel like I want to say hi to the TikTok page. I feel like that's the first one that's got to go out there. The strawberry. I thought these were going to go quick, and we immediately stalled out. Also, oh wait, we were doing that. Okay, get stuck at every red light when you drive somewhere, or have incredibly slow internet, dial-up slow, after dark.
Shit.
Slow internet. I just go to bed at nighttime like a normal person. Won't have to care. Only when it's dark, that's fine. I would just have a normal sleep schedule.
I'm going with red light. Because you can run half of those. You don't have to stop.
I was going to say, well, Yeah. You're constantly getting red lights, but you're just gonna run it. You're gonna take rights. That is, if you just take a right a punch, you'll never be stuck.
I'll just take a right every single time. I'll get
Yeah.
to work eventually.
That's what semi drivers do. I think Mythbusters showed that. They were like truckers to save time. If they ever have a red light, they just take 3 right turns instead of waiting at the red light. So
I'll take 4.
I think they save gas. Oh, wait, you'll take 4?
Yeah,
Wait.
because that'll be faster.
If you take a right, 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah. You want to take? Wait. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Would you rather know how you're gonna die or when you're gonna die, and you can't change it?
I would not want to know when, or it would freak me out. But how? Then you could.
How's kind of, but we're saying you can't change it, so you just, there's no reason to avoid these things. You're just like, you just cringe a little every time you see a stove.
Well, if it says something like choke on a corn dog and then I vow to never eat corn dogs, that implies that it's still going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Man's going to run at me with a corn dog.
Yeah, I think I agree. I think knowing how is much better, because then you can you could do a bit about it. Like you could invest in a corn dog themed casket, a corn dog branded funeral. I think that's a.
You see hand?
Yeah, for sure. Why is there for the audio listeners? There's a hand appearing on screen.
That's just a spider.
Oh, it's
that
just a
being
spider.
said, hear me out. If you pick when you would die, and it gives you 40 years, then you could live super dangerously because you know that you're invincible.
Ooh.
You could skydive without a parachute, and you're like,
but
I'm gonna
here's
live.
the problem: you're assuming 40 years. What if you get 2 weeks?
If I get 2 weeks, then
you'd be really fucking bummed, dude. You'd just be getting your affairs in order instead of living. You wouldn't be living your life. You'd be like, guess I gotta start planning my own funeral for the next 2 weeks.
it just pops up. It says 17 minutes, and I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I say because statistically, it's gonna be. It can either, yeah. Last one. Hold on? Would you rather have sex with a hot female body with a Garfield the cat head? It is Garfield the cat, but from the neck down, he's a hot, sexy woman.
The other option is going to be hot face Garfield body, and obviously I'm not picking that one.
Wait. So, okay. If it has a Garfield head and face and voice with a hot female body, are you fucking Garfield or a hot female woman? Let's start there. I think you're fucking Garfield. He just happens to have a sick bod. If I fuck the hot woman
Garfield
face with
had
a cat
sick
body,
female body,
yeah.
then we're going at it and we're talking about how much we love lasagna and hate Mondays.
Is he voiced by Bill Murray too? Is it that Garfield?
Yes.
Okay, that would be ideal. Meow. See,
What was the other option? Was it human girl face?
Yeah, it's a hot human woman with the body of Garfield. So,
Of a cat? Yeah. No, I'm not doing that one.
but it's not a cat. It's a full-bodied a tiger. When are you gonna get to fuck a tiger with the face of Margot Robbie? That's awesome. Because it's consensual.
If it was
the issue with bestiality, and I've been saying this for years, is they can't consent. But if it has the brain of a human, it can be yeah, I'm down. It's the only legal moral chance you have to bone a tiger with a cute smile. Whereas the other,
finally, an animal that can consent. Finally.
Whereas
I've been
alternatively,
waiting for this.
You're just banging a regular everyday woman while staring into the eyes of Garfield, and you have. And it's a cat's brain. So honestly, it kind of weird. That's kind of weird. I'm still having sex with a woman. She just had an issue at birth. You're banging Garfield. Period.
It's a lot to think about.
I didn't think I was gonna take that stance, but the more I thought about it, the more I was like, yeah, that's the way I would go there. So that is it for the Whammo hotline today. Whammo! If you want to write in, treneedsmoney2015@gmail.com. So we already have allegations. 3 episodes in, and this episode's not going to help. Woe Neil in the community, somebody that I play video games with outside of the podcast, after listening to the most recent episode, asked if we make up stories, if anything is true. He didn't believe any stories we shared on the last podcast, which I thought were very reasonable stories. I was like, why would I make a podcast to lie for an hour? I would have more story. I guess that would be more talented. Like I would want to say, yeah, I made up all of that to get to that point where I got robbed over Pokemon Go. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
That's the unfortunate truth. So no, we're not making up stories.
I haven't made up anything yet, and if I did, it'll make me sound really cool and hot. So,
yeah, if there's ever a story Teal shares where he sounds cool, then you know he's lying. Another friend of the channel, Bryant's, messaged me, and he's like, so does Teal live in your closet now or something? And he goes, you guys need to, for a Monday video, you need to have Teal sleep over for 3 days, and each night you test a different snoring hack. Because I
snore!
And everyone else in the world agree that you snore like a chainsaw, and it's inhuman. I mean, 20 of the friend group now have slept next to you. You have to know that you snore louder than anyone we've ever met at this point. We have 3 different videos.
Every video you've dubbed in snoring.
I'm being snoring.
Gaslit on something I can't prove because I'm asleep.
This is why we need to film it, get all the science. Because Bryant was like, Bryant said he would send us nasal strips. He said, like, those help with snoring. He was like, you could try, there's the hostage tape. Have you ever tried the hostage tape?
The hell is a hostage tape?
So they brand everything. It's like liquid death, you know how it's just water in a can and now it's $5. Hostage tape is duct tape you put over your mouth before you go to bed, so it forces your body to breathe through your nose so you can't snore.
And I can't breathe through my nose. I die.
Yeah, I think this has probably killed people, but it's on like every podcast is like, hey guys, sponsor number 1, make your dick bigger pill. Sponsor number 2, the Undertake class for Undertake stuff. Sponsor number 3, duct tape, I guess, for sleeping. We call it hostage tape, you know? I can't wait till we get our first sponsor, and it is one of those 3, and we look like the biggest sellout. Like, we've got hostage rope. You tie it to sleepwalking, get some hostage rope. Tie it to yourself, tie it to the bed, you're good. Hostage rope.
We only take sponsors from, like, the most ridiculous bullshit.
Yeah. Like, it's so clearly a scam, and we know they're going to pay us up front, and our audience can't be scanned by it because it's so ridiculous.
Taco Bell is like, we will give you free food for 3 years if you do a plug once a stream. And we're like, but these boner pills. These boner pills are offering $20 if we $20 for a 40-minute segment on boner pills.
God. I'd like to end with a fun fact. I like to learn a lot of things. Like, I'm constantly reading Wikipedia pages just throughout my day whenever I feel like it. And so we talked about imminent death and our fears last week. And so this sparked a conversation with me and wife about who do you think has been struck by lightning the most? How many times? Like, there's a person who's been struck by lightning once, twice. Who do you think has the most?
4 times.
4 times. What if I told you there was a man by the name of Roy Sullivan who has been struck by lightning 7 times?
You think he's made some of those up?
So, when I get into the lore, we can break that up a little bit. There is proof of some of them. And I think the crazier thing is he's at least provably survived 2. Like, it's crazy to get struck by lightning. It's even more rare to survive it and then do that multiple times. So, I might mix up the story a little bit, but this is to my understanding. So, the year is 1942. Prime lying years. You can lie about anything in 1942. A man named Roy Sullivan is working as a park ranger, and there's a thunderstorm. And so, to escape the thunderstorm, he hides in a metal fire watch tower at the national park he works at. It gets struck by lightning, burns all of his hair off, gets horrible scarring on his back. Now, a man being struck 7 times, he gets struck at first at like 35 years old. There is then a 25-year gap until the next lightning strike in 1967. In 1967, he gets struck again, and then something happens. He gets struck that year and every year after that until the 7th. So God waited 25 years and then went, okay, we're going to do this every year and really have fun with it. So number 2 lightning strike happens. He's driving up a mountainside during a lightning storm in a metal truck. Lightning bounces off a tree, goes through his truck window, hits him in the face, burns his eyebrows off, almost careens off a cliff. Lightning strike number 3. Even crazier, he's at his home on his front lawn. Lightning hits a power line, bounces off, hits him in the face. God damn it, his hair has burnt off again. He should stop growing it out. What an idiot. Eventually, his park ranger captain, if he sees lightning in the distance, he leaves work that day because he doesn't want to be near Roy, because he's now become known as the human lightning rod. People fear being near him. After strike number 5, something crazy happens. His wife is out on the lawn hanging clothes on the clothesline. She gets struck by lightning. Yeah, God can't kill Roy. He's going for Roy's wife. I'll put some photos up here. So finally, we get to lucky number 7, the 7th lightning strike, which is the craziest one and with the most proof. So this is why I don't think he's lying, because it's the most provable one, and it's the most... So number 7 happens. He is fly fishing in a thunderstorm at this national park he works at. Insanity. And lightning, when you know it, strikes him. His hair catches fire. He starts running towards the water to put out the fire. And once you know it, a bear charges out of the tree line, trying to steal the fish out of the bag in his hand that he has not let go of. So Roy stops running towards the water, grabs a tree branch, and attacks the bear before the bear hits him. He claims this is the 23rd time he's had to do this to a bear. So more shocking than being struck by lightning 7 times is he has struck 23 bears with a tree branch. He is assaulting the wildlife that he works for on a near constant basis.
World's luckiest or unluckiest?
That's what I'm saying. World's luckiest or unluckiest. And so he's still married after all this time. And it's 2 years later, no lightning strikes, it's over with. His marriage is falling apart. His wife wants to leave him. She no longer loves him.
His marriage is falling apart? Was there no more electricity between them? Continue.
I'm going to cut that part out because of what I'm about to say. Piece of shit. So, after 7 lightning strikes and a lifetime of electricity going through his veins, his marriage is falling apart. So, 2 years later, he loads a shotgun and blows his brains out. Because, even with all of that lightning, he still couldn't save the spark in his marriage. Which would have been really funny if you didn't say it first, you asshole. I practiced this for 3 days just for you to say the goddamn punchline.
Oh! Oh!
God damn it. Oh, I hit every detail. That is true. That is all true, by the way. And I just thought, oh, that's a funny punchline to his story, I guess. But that is the life of Roy Sullivan. I just felt it was a relevant thing, a relevant story after last week talking about imminent death fears. So yeah, this one goes out to Roy Sullivan.
One's for you, Roy.
So how many lightning strikes till... How many lightning strikes till you stop going outside, and how many till you just embrace it and you go, oh, they can't kill me. I go out in every thunderstorm.
After like 2,
yeah.
I would be too scared. After 3, I'm like, all right, I'm invincible.
For me, because you always read about how rare it is. After the first lightning strike, if I survive it, I'm like, what are the odds I get struck twice? Okay? Most people never get struck once. I've already got that out of the way, even though it's not how statistics work. I'm going back outside. God, yeah, so, fuck, I can't believe I didn't land, you piece of shit. I was 1 bar away from landing the punchline. That's so annoying. That's so fucked up. Alright, final question is what are my options hypothetical for you, for the audience. I have in my hands, we're going to do a little improv. I built this, Teal. This is a 24-hour time machine. Okay?
Yep.
If I put in a date on here, I can send you back to your body anywhere in the last 24 hours. Where do you go between now and 5:21 p.m. yesterday, Monday.
I might go back to before this podcast and let you finish the joke.
You go back 10 minutes?
Whatever
you do, what if you just say the punchline faster?
I say it faster. I say it like 2 minutes into the story.
Yeah. I start the story and you're like, is this the guy who couldn't save his marriage because there was no spark? Like in the opening, like I don't even get to tell any of the story. It's just Jesus. That's a good option. I was gonna say I had a really good taco for lunch yesterday, and I'd like to. That's just.
You could just go buy another.
No,
taco.
it was a really good taco. That or dinner with my wife, where she kept accidentally poisoning herself, probably because of the carbon monoxide poisoning. We had Taco Bell for dinner, and she just kept accidentally putting the wrong hot sauce on her burritos, and just one after the other. And she's like, "Fuck, dude, this shit sucks." It was. Oh my god. But yeah, that is what an eventful week we have had. I'm gonna say episode 3. You guys might stop watching the podcast. This might be the best episode till at least episode 30. I don't know.
Yeah.
When do you think we have another really good episode?
Our 100th special when we bring on our first celebrity guest.
Now, I did the math. Do you know how long it'll be till we're at our 100th episode?
How long?
2 years.
Holy moly!
It will be 2027. I will finally be in my 30s, and we will have the Rizzler on. I'm calling it now, folks. Tune in 97 episodes to the What Are My Options podcast, where 2 men, one in their late 30s, one in their early 30s, interview a 20-year-old The Rizzler.
Love the idea of us like getting access to any celebrity, and we're going with the Rizzler. We want the Rizzler.
Well, I'm assuming we don't have access to any celebrity, and I'm hoping the Rizzler has finally died off, and that's when we get him. That's when that's when we find
get him at his lowest point and revitalize his career.
He's doing like $3 cameos, and we're like, let's reach out to the Rizzler. That's the funniest time to have the Rizzler on too, is when nobody else wants him, and you're like, you know who we should interview? The Rizzler. And it ends up being the best interview. It's like he has his Drake Bell moment with Josh Peck just 20 years after the show, and it's like it tell all. Be awesome.
How the Rizzler got his Riz back.
How the Rizzler got his Riz back. That could be a good title for this episode. So, we're going to get out of here, guys. If you're thinking, what are my options to support my favorite podcast and these two silly guys, please.
Email the thing.
What?
Words.
What?
There they are. The email.
Yeah, that's not a support function. Okay. I appreciate the effort, though. That is treneedsmoney2015@gmail.com. You can write the hotline. If you want to support What Are My Options, you can rate us 5 stars on Spotify. That would be really cool of you. Right now, we're a 5-star podcast with 4 ratings. You can leave a comment on Spotify. Please leave a like on the YouTube video if you're watching that version. Ultimately, tell one friend about it. This is the most normal thing me and Teal put out. You know, we put out poop videos, we put out crazy Twitch streams, but if you want to finally spread the disease that is either of us, I think the podcast on Spotify is your best way to do it. You know,
send a TikToker a short to
TikTok,
somebody you hate.
We didn't even talk about. We went viral since the last episode. That is why we got the. That's why we were like, oh, okay. So we did exactly what you said we should do. We should let other people make TikToks and then acquire them once they've done the effort. And yeah, we got 400,000 views for eating meat mountain, and we went, hey, come work for us for free, please. And now they do. So that'll be linked down below for the first time, as well as the What Are My Options subreddit. The challenge is take a photo with a pigeon or take a photo in a kimono. You don't have to be at a changing room. Teal doesn't have a kimono, so he'll have to be. Or the third one, which I keep forgetting, is
order a meat mountain.
Order a meat mountain at a drive-thru, and that will be a video, not a photo. So, thank you guys. Goodbye.
Adios.
Good night.